Hey guys, Vernia from the Hack Check podcast. Good morning, world champions. Just had to say that. I just got done watching South Africa get its first ever UFC champion. Can you believe that? Dricus du Plessis crowned the UFC Middleweight champion of the world. What a fight. A really, really close fight. Heading into that final round, I had it 3-1 for Dricus, but I could see how people might have had it 2-2. I had round one for Sean Strickland, rounds 2, 3, and 4 for Dricus, and then in round 5 I had that for Strickland. So yeah, I had it 3 rounds to 2. But Dana White came out now and said he actually had Sean Strickland winning that fight. I can see how people would score it that way. Just really depends on what you think is important. I think damage-wise, round 1, Strickland did a bit of damage to Dricus' eye. Round 2, he did make him bleed a little bit, but Dricus also did some damage. Took him down a couple of times and had a lot more control. Round 3, Dricus really started to come into his own. Kept it standing quite a bit, which I found quite interesting. Round 4, more of the same for Dricus. By Sean Strickland's coach's own admission, they'd lost rounds 3 and 4. Then round 5, I'd give to Strickland. I think Dricus did look a little bit tired, but so did Sean Strickland. It was a very, very close fight. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Dricus du Plessis gets the win. We have a South African champion, guys. I said this before on our recent episode of Chokes and Eye Pokes. It is a massive sporting achievement for South Africa. Before Dricus du Plessis, no one came even remotely close to even being ranked in the UFC, let alone being in the top 10, let alone being in the top 5, #1 contendership, and now winning the world title. It is an incredible, incredible achievement. Hats off to Sean Strickland. I thought Dricus was going to be able to, when he takes him down, be able to pin him down and hold him there and do really what he wants to with him. But Sean Strickland, really, really good at getting back up, getting the fight back to the feet where he wanted it to be. That was Sean Strickland's game. And we know that, with Strickland, when he gets up, a lot of times he's susceptible to giving his back up. I thought Dricus had chances to take his back, but maybe that wasn't part of the game plan. The game plan, interestingly, for Dricus, though, was that they wanted to sort of beat Sean Strickland at his own game in the standing exchanges. Didn't go well in round 1. I think there was a lot of data that Dricus had to receive and process for him and his coaches. But he made the adjustments that he needed to hit Strickland with some decent shots, nothing too flush. But yeah, man, what a crazy, crazy fight. We were like getting heart palpitations. South Africans, we've got another world champion, but the heart palpitations that come with it, it's still worth it though. So yeah, it was a really, really close fight, really competitive fight. So after the fight, Dricus did call out Israel Adesanya to make that fight happen. I think that's a fight everybody wants to see. Be interesting to see now if that happens, because it was such a close fight. Most of the times, especially now with Dana coming out and saying, he had Strickland winning that fight, it's probably going to be an immediate rematch. Just really depends on what they want to do, because if Izzy's ready, they'll probably make that fight. It's a lot of money for that fight, so who knows. Khamzat might have said it's time for him to get his title shot. Everybody knows how I feel about that. But there's a lot of options now for the UFC, for Dricus. I think they're going to go rematch, and then Izzy's going to wait and see. And they're going to probably try and make a UFC Africa event happen in September, probably. So who knows, maybe Dricus and Izzy are both willing to wait until September, around there, something like that. I think June's booked for Saudi. There's also an Abu Dhabi event coming, so September should be enough time. Hopefully we get to see UFC Africa, Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya for the UFC Championship of the World. Geluk Dricus, nou weet hulle wat ons weet, Suid-Afrika is trots op jou. Can't wait to see you come home to a hero's welcome at OR Tambo. Go check my Instagram, TikTok and Facebook post. Let's go make it happen. Tag everybody you need to tag in those posts. Let's get him his OR Tambo welcome. Cheers, everybody.